Hey everyone, I'm Ellie. Like James said, I'm from SalesLoft, and I am an SDR. We are the #1 sales engagement platform. I've been here now for 6 months, and it has completely flown by. The reason why I was attracted to this company, I was actually obsessed with this company before I joined. I was attracted by its culture, and what it stood by, but also the fact that I was going to be selling a software that I use every day. And I love now using every day, and I honestly couldn't live without. And it's a very unique situation that I get to sell this software to other SDRs and other sales reps to make their lives easier. So I've been an SDR and in sales on and off for 3 years, and I've seen that role really change dramatically over the past 3 years. There's a lot more pressure applied. You need to be having high quality meetings, but there need to be enough of them. You need to be personalized, but you need to have enough high activity. You need to keep your AEs happy and your managers happy. And a topic that I wish that I really knew when I started out in sales is the importance of staying positive and how to shift yourself into a happy place. I think society now has made us believe that in order for us to be happy, you must be successful. And the only way to be successful is if you work hard, you work long hours, you basically pull your hair out. Ultimately, you'll become successful and then you'll become happy, but that's not true. Let me just move my slide. So I was very similar to Hannah, and I've actually been reading The Happiness Advantage. Basically, our brains are tuned to perform at their best when they're in a positive state rather than neutral or a negative state. And this is a quote from Sean Aker from The Happiness Advantage, which says, "Optimistic salespeople outsell their pessimistic counterparts by 56%. Now, when I first read this quote, I was like, no way is that true. Let's think about the stereotypical salesperson. They are stressed. They all they talk about is hitting their number. But then it got me thinking about my time in sales. And when I was at my most unsuccessful, it was because I was unhappy. I was allowing the job to overtake my entire life. I'd be awake at 2 a.m. thinking about what I need to do to reach my target. And I think this is very common for salespeople because in general, when we fall hard. And I'd completely lost my spark. And I'd realized that for me to be successful again, I needed to be happy and I needed to get my positive self back. And there are 3 things that really helped me get my positive self back. And the first one is putting things into perspective. For SDRs, I mean, I'm sure you will relate to this. The average connect rate is around 1% to 5%. And that means that for every 100 people that you target, 95 to 99 people will say no to you. And in sales, we all know that rejection is inevitable. So it's so important that you accept this from the get-go so that when you do get that no, you have the ability to forget it and move on. And the one way that I do this is by thinking about the bigger picture. When someone says no to me on the phone or I receive a negative email response, I don't take it as a personal attack. I think there must be some other things that are going on for them to behave in this way. And this gives me the oomph to move on to the next one and the next one and the next one and think about the reply rate. For every single no, you're so much closer to receiving that yes. And I think the power of perspective is so important because there's so much external influences. Come on, we're in the middle of a pandemic right now, so always think about the big picture. The second thing that I really stand by is doing what makes me happy. I absolutely love being an SDR. I went back to being an SDR from being an AE. I love the science behind it, and I love speaking to people every day about SalesLoft. But for me, I am very fortunate that I am working for a company that puts positivity at the forefront of its culture. And this really resonated for me on my second day at SalesLoft. Ollie Sharp, if you don't know him, he's our EMEA leader. And it was my second day and he said to me, "How are you?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. I've got to do this." And then he just stopped me and he said, I don't care about that. How are you?" And I think this just shows that you need your company to be putting your happiness and your own personal self first before the work in order for you to be successful. I also don't believe that in a work-life balance anymore. I believe it's just life. So have a job that makes you happy, have a team around you that will spur you on and are into like-minded things. But alongside this, do the things outside of work that makes you happy. If you enjoy painting and painting makes you energized, then prioritize it, put it in your calendar, block it out just like you would if you were having a meeting or a catch up or a calling hour. For me, I absolutely love dancing. So when I take a break from my desk, I'll pop down to the kitchen, I'll play some fun music, I'll dance around, and it honestly lightens my mood and spurs me on to carry on. Just basically make sure that everything you do gives you enjoyment. And this comes down to your job, what you're doing, how you're doing it, and who you're spending your time with. And the last bit of advice I wanted to give you is to develop the right mindset. I hear so many salespeople concentrating solely on outcomes. I need to hit my target. I need to set up enough meetings. I need to close this deal. They're so focused on the result that they're not analyzing the inputs and the process to get there. Every day in sales is an opportunity to learn and develop. It's not all about just hitting your target. For example, if an AE or a manager gives you feedback or potentially criticism as an SDR, don't take it personally, embrace it. So you can really improve yourself. And instead of saying to yourself, I can't do this, say to yourself, I can't do this yet. For example, when I started out as an SDR, I was absolutely petrified of cold calling. I was scared to even pick up the phone. So I sat for an entire day and cold called just so I could get past that fear. So I'm not saying that if you do all of these points that, yeah, sales is going to be easy and you're going to be fine, because we all know it's not. All I'm saying is that happiness is a journey, not a destination. So embrace it now. Be happy now, and then you'll always be happy. And the last thing that I really wanted to share with everyone is the power of a smile. So whenever you're having a bad day, I just want everyone to just sit for a moment and smile to themselves and just feel how it changes your mindset. The next time you're having a difficult time, you face rejection, you're about to pick up the call and you're not sure if you're in the right mindset to do it, just smile, and I guarantee it will change how you're feeling. And if anyone ever wants to connect with me, yay, we're smiling. If anyone ever wants to connect with me and share ideas about staying positive, then I love to talk about it.